Hi, this is Novel Professor. In today's video, I will show you how you can install custom firmware on your Nokia E7 device, which will give you many performance enhancements and additional features. And also it will install a lot of useful apps and tools, which will make this phone much more usable in 2025. Now already this is one of my favorite Nokia phones. It is one of the last Nokia Symbian phones released by Nokia in 2011 when they were about to switch to the Microsoft Windows mobile operating system with their Nokia Lumia phones. So this is one of the last devices to ship with Symbian, and it's running the last and final Symbian based OS, which is the Symbian Bell operating system. And when this came out in 2011, it was a fantastic device. I mean, it has a 4-inch AMOLED display. It has a full QWERTY keyboard, and in some ways it is the spiritual successor to the E90 communicator, which is also one of my favorite Nokia phones. And this one has a HDMI TV output. It has 8 megapixel camera capable of recording 720p HD video. So overall, this is an excellent device, and if you search for this on eBay, even buying this in the used market is not cheap. So it is a good phone, and if you can upgrade the software and the firmware, you can make it your primary phone in 2025. So let's get started with the flashing process. Okay, so the first thing you will need is to install the Nokia PC Suite. I will provide a link to download this software from my website, nokiaforever.com. So you don't want to see me do the installation in this video because it is very straightforward. I have already installed it. So I will run it now and connect my phone to the PC using the micro USB cable. So I will run the Nokia PC Suite application. Right now it's showing connect phone. So I will connect the micro USB cable to this phone. And by the way, did you notice something? That this phone already has an always on display. I mean, Android fans and iOS fans are always fighting with each other about which feature came first in which operating system. Well, the always on display was launched by Nokia in this phone in 2011, and the first Android phone that came up with the Android, always on display was the Samsung Galaxy S7, which came in 2016. And Nokia already had always on display in this E7 in 2011. So that's why I'm saying that this was a fantastic phone when it came out. So let's connect the USB cable. So you will see that now it is showing that E7 is connecting. No need to install any support software. Let this screen go away. Basically, it will not install anything. This is just to connect the phone to the PC, and we can see that it is connected. Now you can download the required custom firmware for this phone. So for that, you can go to this website called SimWorld, symwld.com/delight. I will provide the link. So this is the page containing the custom firmware, which is also called the Delight custom firmware, and you have to download for your specific model. So this one is Nokia E7 and the internal model number is RM626. And this is the firmware version. Okay, so you just download this one and it will download the firmware zip file, and then you can extract this zip file. I have extracted it here in the firmware folder, custom firmware. So it will have this folder with this name RM-626. So when you launch the flashing software, you have to select the folder which contains this subfolder. So I will give you the link where you can download the flashing software from my website. Now there are old videos available on YouTube where some people use the Nokia Phoenix software. That software doesn't work anymore. It was designed for Windows XP and Vista, and it doesn't work on Windows 10 and Windows 11. If you try to use it during halfway of the flashing process, it gives a blue screen of death on the Windows, and it just doesn't work. Even if you play with the compatibility settings, it doesn't work. And if you try to run the old Windows XP or Vista in a virtual machine, that also doesn't work, because once the phone gets into the flashing mode, it will disconnect from the guest operating system, and once it comes back, the guest operating system will not be able to detect it, and the process will stop. So the only way is to use this other flashing software, which I'm going to show you now. So you have downloaded the firmware, you have installed the Nokia PC Suite, you have connected your phone. Now let's run the flashing software, which is this one. Go to this folder and you run the flashing software by running this file. So run this application. It will take some time to launch. Okay, so once it launches, you should see the message phone found. This means that yes, the USB driver is installed properly, the phone is connected, and it is detected here, Series 60 device detected. So now we are fine, and if you see that the settings, connection settings is by default set to USB. Now what you need to do is define the data path which contains the firmware files. So you have to change the Active Directory, select the folder on your hard disk where you have this firmware. So what is the folder name? Software Nokia. Let me go to this folder. Software Nokia, and then firmware, custom firmware. Now you should not select this RM folder, you should select the parent folder which contains this RM folder and click OK. And then you need to go to the flashing tab, and here in the model drop down you have to select the RM626, which is the model number for the Nokia E7. So go to this one, 626, and you can see it has picked up all the required files for flashing this phone. And then you have to click on this flash button. Once you click on the flash button, you'll see that the flashing process has started successfully, and also the phone will reboot into the flashing mode. And okay, it has started the flashing. Let's wait for this flashing to finish. I've already flashed my phone multiple times. I installed the Delight firmware previously, then for this video recording I put the original firmware back, and now again I am putting the custom Delight firmware. So let's wait for this to finish. Now I have flashed many phones in the past, many different Nokia phones, Sony Ericsson phones, Motorola phones, and then later many Android phones. So I never faced an issue where the phone got stuck in a situation where I could not restore it. Because the worst thing that happened to me is I flash it with some ROM and it doesn't work, but I was always able to flash back the original firmware. So for this phone also I have the backup original firmware available with me. But I have flashed this multiple times and I never faced any issue with this Delight custom firmware. Once this is completed, it will show you the test screen. So it's rebooting the phone now. Flashing is done. And once the flashing is completed, it will put this phone into the test mode. Now the flashing is completed. You can simply now just press the power button and restart the phone, and it will start with the new firmware. So you can see it's already booting into the new firmware. So we can close this. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this. Okay. Once it is booted, we don't need this also. The process has been completed. So you can see that the Light Bell version is installed already. So that's great. Now wait for this to complete the initialization. Okay, so it has restarted. Now hopefully we should be able to get into the operating system once it boots. Okay, so now we can see what has been installed. Okay. So now you can see in the internet section it has installed this proxy browser. This will allow you to visit HTTPS websites by using a proxy and bypassing the TLS 1.2. Also you can see in the applications it has installed a Telegram client, weather application. Okay, and in the tools you'll find all the useful tools like the ROM patcher and the Explore. So these are very useful tools when you want to hack your phone and apply patches, and it will also allow me to install some additional patches which I will show you in upcoming videos. So that's it. I mean, you have the Delight custom firmware installed, and in upcoming videos I will show you how to install some additional useful things in this phone to make it more useful. So thanks for watching and wait for my next video.